Welcome back to Weekend Edition, everybody. We are talking NFL playoffs, divisional playoffs specifically. Jason Salas and Dave Delgado to cover some of the games. And Dave, we have some big matchups. The teams are pretty much separating themselves from the pack. Saints coming off a big win last week, and the Seahawks and that dangerous 12th man. Of course, they had a bye. They are hosting them. What have you got in the NFC divisional playoff?
Well, I'm hoping the Saints will win because, everybody's talking about saying bye to Candlestick. What better way to say goodbye to the stadium than a game that decides the 49ers hopefully going to the Super Bowl. So we do got to get by Carolina first. But I'm picking the Saints. Hopefully they can get that running game going against the Seahawks, limit the time of possession with Russell Wilson, and get the job done there. I think this time around Drew Brees is going to be a little bit more calm, have a better game plan, and we'll see. It's a game of position in that game, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely worth noting, the first time the Saints and Seahawks played not too long ago, the Saints got blown out by 31 points. Okay, we've also got the Colts and the Patriots. Colts coming off that absolutely amazing comeback, second biggest comeback in NFL history. Andrew Luck led his team down from 28 points to come back in the second half and win. They go to Foxborough and they play the Patriots. Can Bill Belichick and Tom Brady pull it off yet again?
You never know with the Patriots, especially this whole season. Tom Brady's been working with mediocre players. You got to give him props as a quarterback, as many games as they won this year. I just think that, it's not yet Andrew Luck's time. I think the Patriots still have enough weapons around Tom Brady to get the job done. And it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to come down to which team can run the ball more effectively. But you never want to give Tom Brady any time on the clock. So if the Colts are able to put points on the board and keep them going, then hopefully that helps them out. But I got the Patriots winning that game.
Yeah, how also you want to take into consideration, how does the environment out in Foxborough? It's going to be really, really cold, possibly windy too, and that basically eliminates the Colts and Andrew Luck's their passing game because they do like to go vertical with T.Y. Hilton and all of his attacks. Okay, we are going to get to the two remaining games in the divisional playoffs, the Niners at the Panthers and the Chargers at the Broncos. But earlier this week, we had a really cool event, Dave. We invited out the winners of our KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems event this week, and we got to meet some of them in person, hang out with them, talk football with them. So what'd you learn?
Well, Mr. Devin 65, since game one, stayed on top. Every time I logged on to see who were the winners in the standings, he stayed at number one. So we got to speak with Mr. Devin 65 and find out what his recipe was to picking his games this season.
All right, here's some of those thoughts from Devin Coffin, the winner of our KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems promo for this season.
His overall champion, Mr. Devin 65, edged out Leonard Calvo by 1 point. Devin 65 scored 16,700 points to Leonard Calvo's 16,600 points, while our very own Andy Wheeler placed third overall out of over 150 participants.
Nice, we had like some interactive chat or something like that between the players during the season. But you always have a good time when you win, of course. But I had a good time anyway, and I tried to encourage some of my friends to get on there too. So yeah, I think it was great, and especially the party last night was really good too. A lot of it has to do with luck, especially the games that go into overtime or the games that just a couple points spread, But I think one of the biggest things is don't bet too much against Vegas. Vegas doesn't lose.
All right, that, of course, Devin Coffin, the winner. Congratulations, Devin, and everybody who played. Devin kind of played it down. He said sometimes you got to be lucky. He was really good really often. So over a course of a 17-week season, he was clearly the best. All right, the other two divisional playoff games. We have the AFC divisional playoffs. Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Of course, he's going to be crowned the MVP, the league's first-time, 5-time most valuable player. They are hosting the Chargers, and Phillip Rivers and company looking real good.
Yeah, that's going to be a shootout right there. It's going to be the team with the ball last that's probably going to come out with the win. I don't think it's going to be too big of a blowout for either team, but I think it might come down to that last drive. And if anybody can beat the Broncos, I think Phillip Rivers and the Chargers can match them score for score. So I'm going to root for Mr. Steve Claros' Chargers, and hopefully
You're picking San Diego.
Yeah, I'm going to go with San Diego. Hopefully, they get that upset, but we'll see because, Phillip Rivers looked real good coming into the preseason. Mm-hmm. He lost a lot of weight. This is one of his best years as a quarterback, so I'm going to go with the underdogs in that game.
All right. Obviously, Peyton Manning and his teammates are heavily favored in this game, but they're not invincible. They have been beaten before, so, I mean, it can be done. All right, and the last divisional playoff game, Dave, the one that you have not been able to stop talking about here around our Harmon studios, the 49ers go across the country. They go to Carolina, and they are taking on Cam Newton and the Red Hot Panthers. Obviously, we know who you're for, but how do you break this game down?
Yeah, well, they said that was Colin Kaepernick's worst game of the season. Vernon Davis out with a concussion. We didn't have Crabtree, so this time around, I look for a different outcome with everybody back, everybody healthy. So look for them 49ers to advance in that game.
And they only lost to score by 10-9, so I mean, this is going to be really close. Both teams at full strength now. It's going to be a sight to see. All right, everybody, that is NFL football coming up. You can get our schedule. Just go to KUAM.com. You can see what games we have for you. Enjoy the games, and we will get you caught up next week. Enjoy football. Enjoy the playoffs.